Okay, now we're going to take a little side trip out to a castle that was the inspiration of Versailles, a chateau that made Louis XIV kind of envious. And he made sure to build a chateau that was bigger, but not more graceful than Vaux-le-Vicomte.
I'm Rick Steves. We're driving through the countryside of France, and I'm with my buddy Steve Smith, and he's the co-author of the best France book in the English language. Steve, tell us about these trees.
Well, Rick, I'm glad you asked. These trees are plane trees, and they're planted close to the road. In fact, in the days before cars were invented, and today they're posing a problem for drivers, and they are cutting them down on one side to widen roads because of the accidents.
Because cars get bigger and the trees get bigger, so it's just it's the big squeeze. But who planted them and why?
Well, I think they were planted by Napoleon's good gardener friend so that his armies would have shade to march under on their long treks across Europe.
So Napoleon had a heart of gold when it came to helping his soldiers hike in the shade.
So they say.
Now these plane trees are all over France.
Mm-hmm.
What's they provide a lot of shade, or what's the deal? Oh, look at this! We're going to the Vaux-le-Vicomte.
Here we are.
This is the chateau that was so beautiful that, what's the tour guide story, when Louis XIV saw this, he killed the architect or something like that. Look at that.
Put him in jail.
Put him in jail because he wanted a palace this beautiful.
Look at that. Steve, look at that. It is literally jaw-dropping. Now, we all think of going to the Loire Valley for chateau, and I just think that's a great idea. We love the Loire Valley. But if you want a side trip out from Paris, there are several chateaus. Of course, we know about Versailles. And remember, you can always, all of these little clips, this is just a little quick iPhone kind of Facebook clip I'm doing here, but you can go to Classroom Europe and search for these things on my website and get right to that clip. But Steve, if you wanted to go out to see some chateau from Paris, what are the top 3 or 4 chateaus you might visit just an hour away from town?
Well, Versailles, number one, but that almost feels like an obligation, right? This is the one I would choose to go back to time and again. Vaux-le-Vicomte is number one in my mind. Oh. Nearby, Fontainebleau works well, and it's very different in terms of era when it was constructed. And there's a big city around it, or a small city. Mm-hmm. And then there's Chantilly is how we'd pronounce it.
Yeah, Chantilly.
When
we think about, we know this castle we're looking right here, Fontainebleau, right? No. No.
This is Vaux-le-Vicomte.
That's right, Vaux-le-Vicomte. Okay, that's just classic chateau, Vaux-le-Vicomte.
It is.
Fontainebleau is, as you said, a different era, and it's great for Napoleon. If you're interested in Napoleon,
right?
I love it.
Right, and you can do them both in a day.
You can do both this one and that
because
one.
They're close to each other. That they make a great combination. Sorry.
And then Chantilly, yeah. Chantilly. That's a good one also.
If you like horses.
If you like horses.
And if you like reflecting ponds. They're all so different. You just need a lot of time to day trip from Paris. There's so much.
Okay, now we're gonna see, I think 2 or 3 clips right here. They're just candid. After a long day of work, you and I've been working, we've been visiting 10 or 12 restaurants in the evening. We're just very happy. I'm usually, in my mind, done working and just in a great mood. I'm a little bit drunk, and so forgive me for that. But I just want to show you these clips because it shows kind of the fun that Steve and I have when we're researching, and the gems that we try to find, and we're so thankful to uncover when we do. Right now, we're going to go to a restaurant we discovered for our book in Normandy, and the conviviality here is just amazing when we found this place. Remember, Steve? It was the like the local pizza place, but it's a tartan or something.
Vaux-le-Vicomte, just outside of Paris. Thank you, Steve.
There it is right there. What's this called?
That's a tartine.
Tartine. So this is the local specialty. It's right in this beautiful small town in Normandy, and it is, I mean, the food's fine, but the ambience is great.
I'm Rick Steves, and I'm with my friend Steve Smith. Hey, Steve. And we're just finishing up show me that book. We're finishing up a great 10 days of research in this France book, and we're doing France 2017 right now. But we've just discovered this amazing restaurant, and this restaurant, I just absolutely love this place. And Steve and I were walking around. We got a local tip, and it's right next to a boring pizzeria. And we popped in, and this is where everybody knows your name. Everybody knows your name. The wine is like $3 a glass. There's a whole list of wines by the glass. Hello. This is my friend from Brittany. And she ordered the plat du jour.
Le plat du jour.
The jour is about eight or 9 euros. That's $10. Very good.
Very good.
Yeah. And when you went to New York, what were the people like in New York? The people in New York?
Yes.
What was they? How did you see the people? So, and we got our wines, and I'm telling you, if you look around and you find a fun place, it's less expensive and it's a big memory. And that's what this is. This is a tartine. What is a tartine?
It's an open-faced sandwich, kind of.
So this is the remains of my tartine right here. It was 3 times as big, and that was our dinner. It was pretty good.
It is fun.
Happy travels from Brittany. We're in Dinan. Bonsoir. I'm Rick Steves, and I've just had the most. I swear, the most amazing night. And it's just there's no food to show you right now. There's just an empty table. Steve Smith, our Normandy book, and an empty bottle of Haut Medoc.
I can promote a book even when I'm 3 sheets to the wind. There's my one.
And, Steve, it started off with a little tiny appetizer of some sort of a beautiful cod, little tiny thing, and then we had this.
I'm so sophisticated. Some kind of cod, a little tiny thing. CHING. Yeah. There's a word. There's a fun word in French. This and that. What is that? You taught me once.
Well, ceci, cela is this and that, but I'm not sure I've got the right reference you want.
Oh, well, a little tiny thing. The thing.
Amazing salad gourmand, which is with the soft meats, with the foie gras and the nice duck liver, and then I had some beef with lard. And then
Wow, look at the
in the pomme. Oh, that's nice.
and so the apple.
No, I want to keep that here. No, it makes me so happy.
And then we had a cheese course, and the cheese course with the bread and with the Medoc wine. It is so fundamental. It is just fundamental. We're in Normandy here, and this is the land of the 3 C's, which is 4 C's. There's crepes, there's cantaloupe, no cream.
And there's
Calvados, cider.
and cider.
And you can, and there's the Calvados comes from apples. It's apple brandy.
Sort of cider.
And there's an apple down there somewhere, I think.
Yeah.
So we're just having a good time, and I'm telling you, France is a great place. In fact, there's some Canadians down there. Hey, Canadians, what do you think about French food?
Love it. Love French food. It's awesome.
It's good.
Super.
Linda, what about French food?
Oh, great.
It's great. Vive la France! Vive la France!
So just enjoy your travels, and I hope France is part of it.
You know, there's a kind of a lesson there to be having dinner at 10 o'clock at night.
There is. It's quieter and it's fun to sort of shut the place down. By the way, I'm reminded of 2 things, Rick. One, that meal was 28 euros just a few years ago. It wasn't long ago when we were there.
Right. Yeah.
I've eaten a few restaurants in Seattle lately, and wow, what a deal that is. Because it's tax and tip included. We talked about that a little bit before. You can tip up a little bit if you want. But also, it is Linda, you mentioned her name's in the book. Whenever we put somebody's name in the book, you know you should feel really welcome at that place, don't you think? Yeah.
And you know, we have confidence that Linda will be there next year, because in Europe, people they find their niche and they do it, you know, and there's these, I keep saying personality driven restaurants. It's, you know, And a great thing is, especially to get out of the big city, when you're in a small town, that's where you want to be sure you have a special meal, because you can go to a better restaurant and order high on the menu in a small town, and I think get twice the value.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of cafes in Paris and nice restaurants and intimate restaurants in the countryside, in principle. Right?
Perfect. Yeah, that's a great idea. And we'll see if we can disprove that when we're in Paris together next week. Okay?